I can use other strategies for adding and subtracting with ease. So in lessons 1 and 2, we have taken adding and subtracting and looked at them within 1,000. And now we're going to combine them together and look at how we can relate them and use them to solve a variety of problems, including problems where you're missing a number, like 52 plus blank equals 100. Well, to find this, when you're finding like a missing addend in this case, just subtract. So you have two addends here and then your sum. You just subtract your sum minus the one you have. So 100 minus 52 equals, and then you can use your standard algorithm right over here with subtraction and just solve it. 0, take away 2, I can't. I have to go regroup, but there's no tens to borrow from, so I have to go to the 100 now. 0 hundredths. That would regroup to give me 10 tens. Now I can come back to the ones, take a 10, and that 10 comes over here. Now I have 10 ones. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 5 is 4. 0, take away nothing, is 0. So my answer ends up being 48, which I can then fill in here as well. 52 plus 48 equals 100. This works like fact families. So you have 52 plus 48 equals 100. That was the blank. And then you have 48 plus 52 equals 100. You can just switch these two. 48 comes here, 52 goes there. It's because the addition is commutative, meaning that you can switch the order and it doesn't matter. Your sum is still the same. And then you can switch to subtraction. 100 minus 48 equals 52, and 100 minus 52 equals 48. This is what we did on that first slide there. We took the blank, which was 48, and we found that, well, I could actually do 100 minus 52. I had those numbers, and that would give me a difference or an answer that would fill in that blank because we knew that there was a fact family involved. With a fact triangle is another way you might see this represented, where you have your sum, or that big number in subtraction up at the top, and it's plus or minus, and 52 and 48. So like 52 plus 48 equals 100, or 100 minus 52 equals 48. All three of these numbers can be arranged in addition and subtraction sentences that are all true, and there's a total of 4 of them in the family. So we can use these problems to solve whenever we have a missing sum or a missing number within these. Another type of problem you might look at is where you have 100 minus blank equals 52. So you're subtracting, you have to fill in the blank. Well, if you have the difference, you can kind of just swap that with your blank and do 100 minus 52, which is just another member of that same fact family where you would solve to get 48. Now, you can actually work this problem out to fill in the blank, whereas you can't really do 100 minus blank, and you got to guess. But if you swap them, it's a little bit easier to work out with your algorithm. You get 48. Another thing that you can do with addition is you can change the order when adding. That's called the commutative property. What I mean is like 15 plus blank equals 7 plus 15. Where you know that all I did was switch the order, so 7 ends up going in the blank. A common mistake here is that you might look at this problem and be asked, oh, what goes in the blank? 15 plus blank equals 7 plus 15. And you forget that it says plus 15. And you start thinking, well, 15 plus blank equals 7, and you start, oh, I don't even know. Nothing plus 15 is going to equal 7. So you got to make sure you look at the whole thing and say, oh, 15 plus blank equals 7 plus 15. Oh, 7. Well, 15 is here and here, so it must have to be the 7 just needs to go there, and it just switched the order, putting the 7 first after the equal sign. What I want you to do here is pause and solve. There are 4 problems with blanks. I want you to pause and try to figure out what goes in the blank using the relationships with fact families between addition and subtraction that we've talked about. 6 plus 8 equals blank plus 6. What goes in here? 17 plus blank equals 9. 327 plus blank equals 530. And 762 minus blank equals 478. Go ahead, pause, solve all 4 of them, and then hit play again. And I'm going to go through each one, see how well you did. Okay. Let's go through these. 6 plus 8 equals blank plus 6. This is the simplest one because all it does is change the order, so the 8 just comes on over. 8 plus 6. 17 minus blank equals 9. This is one where you have to use the fact family and switch the 9 and the blank. So you end up with 17 minus 9 equals blank. And you can solve 17 minus 9, which equals 8. And your blank is 8. These last two are the harder ones because you have bigger numbers. 327 plus blank equals 530. It's basically what you need to do is you have your total, 530, and you have to use the fact family. 530 minus blank equals 327. 530 minus 327 equals blank. And this one we can actually solve for. So since we now have this, we can just set it up. 530 minus 327. I'm going to erase so I have space to do it. 0 minus 7, I have to regroup. Take a 10. Now I have two 10s and 10 ones. 10 minus 7 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So the number that goes in the blank in this case would be 203. The next problem, 762 minus 478, is very similar to this one here because we're doing subtraction of a blank. We can just kind of switch the position of these two and still subtract. So you end up being able to do 762 minus 478. Just like up here, we just did 17 minus 9. Switched these two. 2 minus 8 I cannot do, so I have to regroup. 5 tens, 12 ones. 12 minus 8 is 4. 5 minus 7 I can't do, so I have to regroup again. 6 hundreds now, and 15 tens. 15 minus 7 I can't do, that's an 8. And 6 minus 4 is 2, so in here it ends up being 284 to fill in the blank. Here's your learning target. I can use other strategies for adding and subtracting within 1,000 with ease. So here are 3 problems with blanks. I want you to solve to find the square or the blank. 100 minus blank equals 32. 10 plus 9 equals 9 plus blank. 25 plus blank equals 52.